again. Sorry, it's been quite a while since I uploaded a video, but this is just a quick recap of what's going on with the portfolio itself, and I'm going to resume the individual stock breakdowns now as well. I have a bit more time on my hands. But I think it's been a month or maybe a couple of months since I've put an update of what's actually been happening. And yeah, things are pretty bad all around for, I think, everybody. Crypto's been annihilated. Growth stocks have been annihilated. But it's difficult to see how the portfolio itself is doing overall because it's so spread out. But a bit of an indication for the growth is this pie. Everything in here is for sale at some stage in the future. Google, I'm down 10%. PayPal, I'm still down 6%. And I bought both of these after a dip. So it dipped after again, which is always the way, but what can you do? And to be honest, I feel like it's probably only maybe halfway there. I know a lot of people are asking whether or not we're in a market crash, but I could show you from this, because it's spread out over so many countries and so many different industries, that I have a lot that have been hammered. These two are sanctioned, so they don't really count. AMC's meme stock doesn't really count. DigiHost Technology, that's a crypto company that I bought after they announced that they're going to pay a dividend in Bitcoin at some stage, and I'm 75% down. Ooh. Adler Group, I actually put about 50 euro into them because they kept going down, and it's not looking good for them. Ooh, big pain. 20% dividend yield, good lord. They're not going to keep that. But yeah, a quick glance through all of these, I can show you that everything is dipping except the energy sector, and that's because they're essentially robbing the population. But yeah, look, Yankuang Energy Group, that's 255% up. Vermilion Energy, 220. Devon Energy, 200% up. Euronav, I don't think they're energy. Belgian-based company engaged in transport and storage of crude oil and petroleum. They are. All the energy companies are going absolutely bananas at the moment, and it's really tempting to sell them because I know they're going to come down soon. Everything else has dropped, and I'd say when the winter comes, they'll probably make a lot more profit because now there's a lot of mayhem going on. Ukraine and Russia is coming up on half a year since Russia invaded, and I know the price of gas went through the roof. I just came back from Budapest, and a friend of mine there was saying that the price of gas has gone absolutely bananas. Here in Ireland, it's gone up. Everything has gone up loads, and I think they're saying, I don't know if it was 8 or 18% inflation, but whatever it is, it's pretty bad. And if you look back in time, you know, when people could walk into a bar in the Old West and pay, a penny for a whiskey, and now here you'd pay, 10 euro for a whiskey? You know, so over the long term, it doesn't tend to go back to where it was. It's probably going to stay pretty bad for quite a while. So put money into your high conviction stocks is what I would recommend. Stick to the big safe ones. Even if you're a new investor to dividends, I can show you a nice pie here. Everything here has not missed a dividend payment in the last 100 years. So I'll just give you a quick glance in case you're just looking for somewhere to put your money. You can investigate any of these companies, but they are all based in, I think these are all on the US markets. That's one thing to keep in mind. If you are in Europe, this is the Noble 30. These are 30 of the most notable dividend stocks spread around Europe. If you want to have a quick glance at them. I think I only have 29 or 28 of them. There's a couple that I can't get. No, 30. I think when I started the pie, I couldn't find all 30. And if you're in the UK, these are some of the best. Jesus. Oh, yes. I was wondering why that's 37% down. Like, GlaxosmithKline is a massive company. But that's actually something I have to get into now because they had a demerger of a company called Haleon, which I'll go into the details of in a minute. But as far as the overall portfolio goes, including growth, which is in this pie down the bottom, and it's about €1,600 of the overall amount is in here. So there's 666 investments. That's different companies. It's creeping very close to the 10 grand mark. We're on €9,800, and overall 7% down, which is not bad because I have some that are 70% down on their own. And a quick look at the dividends and all that good stuff. Oh yeah, just a kind of a glance of what I've been buying. It's not random, but essentially just whoever was down a lot. You know, like Adidas, that was down quite a bit. Don't know if it will show the stock, but yeah, so any of these, if I flick down through the portfolio and there's something that's 25% down or 30% down, I'll put the dividends into that. And I also put a bit into Haleon because it's new, so just to show it a little welcome gift into the portfolio. But yeah, it's just small amounts spread out over loads of different ones. Yeah, that must have been when I got paid a bulk investment. And also, yeah, if I'm like whenever I get paid, say it's usually once a month, I'll go into these, say this one, the list that have paid dividends for the last 100 years. I'll put a lump of it into there and spread it out evenly inside. They all get about 11.1 or 11.2% of the overall. Sorry, that's in the UK Dividend Aristocrats, but the same rules apply. And then I will scroll down through this, the overall list, and whoever is doing the worst, I might put a little bit in there, but not strictly. So say Adler Group, I don't really feel comfortable putting anything else in there. It's 89% down since the start. So God only knows what's going to happen there. But yeah, apart from that, dividends are a total of €283. And there's still quite a lot that are just 1 or 2 cents, but there's quite a few of the monthly ones are paying a decent amount. It's an energy company. So yeah, it's nice. There's quite a few more double-digit ones than there was at the beginning of the year. So very slowly crawling on up. That was a pretty big one. €3.90 return of capital. And Alstria, I think I only have like €10 in them. Yeah, it's on the Dutch Börse Extra. Yeah, so I only have, well, like €15 in it. And it paid me back like €4. It's quite good. And obviously if you have, $1 million in that stock, the amount that you get paid will also be multiplied by that. So it's quite a chunk of money. Like what, 20% of it? It's happened with a few of them. But generally that happens when they've had a fantastic quarter or if they're having a lot of trouble and might not survive. So it's not always good news. So yeah, going into the future, just going to put lumps into these pies because these are kind of the best of the best in order. These lads would be the safest for dividends in my own opinion. They haven't missed a payment in 100 years. But yeah, that's the general gist. And Haleon, it's a new stock that's been added. That was a demerger from GlaxosmithKline. It is, yeah, it should be in pence. Where am I? Yeah. And I think, yeah, it says I'm 90% up because whatever I got when it spun off first, it now thinks it must have been €3.60 because it thinks that that's the profit. So the same thing can be seen. I don't know if you've been on the channel before. You would have seen it with a few stocks, but if you receive a demerger on Trading 212, it would be a return of 0%. So you've essentially just been given it. So if you say get a €10 demerger thing or demerger like a value worth €10 and then you put €1 in, it will think your €1 has turned into 10. So you'll have like thousands of percent gain. So it's little bit annoying that they do that, but you know, it's not really a particularly big problem. So Haleon's a new member of this group in this little dividend project. Ticker symbol is HLN, and it's a biotech company. 22,000, close to 23,000 employees. So it's quite a hefty company, quite a lot going on. But anyway, I won't go too far into it. Outside of dividends, GameStop had a 4-for-1 split, but I think it was supposed to be paid as a dividend. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Reddit about how the DTCC committed international securities fraud by not paying it out as a dividend, but you know, that's not my place to say it, and I don't understand enough to know what's going on. I'm just going to hang on to these. So the 4 shares that I had have turned into 12, and the price has been divided by 4. And there's also AMC they also paid a dividend in the form of AMC Preferred Equity Unit. So I haven't done a huge amount of research into it because it's been about 2 years since this started, AMC and GameStop. So I've just stopped looking at them like regularly with my hopes up because it could go on for many more years. But what I have discovered about AMC Preferred Equity Unit is they get paid in the event of a bankruptcy. Whoever holds these shares gets paid before regular AMC shareholders. So the first people that get paid are whoever lent AMC the money, then Preferred Equity Unit, then regular AMC. But as far as I know, they're doing pretty well regarding debt because they've made an absolute fortune over this whole meme stock blast. And I don't really like calling them that because there's a bit more to it, but I'm not going to go into it. It's not really what this channel is about. And I don't think there's been any other demergers or big news like that. There's been a few companies that have paid dividends in the form of additional stock of whatever stock I already had, but don't think anything else. Any other notable events? I'll have a quick double check. Yeah, it's just really dividends, then a little bit of news like earnings that are coming out and stuff like that. So yeah, not too spicy. So yeah, that's really it. Pretty much up to date. Dividends getting close to €300. Realised profit has been pretty much the same as it was over the last month. I haven't sold anything here. And yeah, I'll do a quick blast through the top and bottom of the portfolio. So these two have been sanctioned. Russian Securities and Evraz, which means I can't even buy the dip. And that is a very delicious looking dip. Scary. Well, these will kind of sit here as a reminder that anything can happen. I may end up holding on to them forever. Then that's AMC. That's a growth. Well, it's supposed to be growth. 76% down. Adler Group is the worst at the moment. 60% down, and that's after buying a dip. So, detrimental. Oh, like it was €55 a share in 2018, and it's down to €2 a share. Devastation. Loyalty Ventures also not doing great. I got these as, I think they were a demerger quite a while ago. Yeah, there's not really any details on them. Then ZIM integrated shipping services. These had a massive dividend, which is why I added them in. Somebody recommended them to me in the comments, so I added them into the pie. But they are 42% down. However, they pay large dividends, and I think every quarter. They paid a huge one at one stage. It was like 20%. So we'll leave them in and see what happens. Then Varta is exactly 42% down. That's a German company. Hammered. Marston's is in the UK. That's about 40% down. Nearly back down to its COVID lows. Persimmon, I think that's in the UK. 38% down. Yeah, the UK and Europe has been hammered. It's pretty easy to see here that all these ones down the bottom. Vonovia, I am 38% down. Uniper, 37% down. And I think that's only recovered a little bit because I put money into it in the last couple of days. XP Power, 36% down. That's in Singapore by the looks of it, but it's in pounds. Intel, it's pretty surprising, 36% down. Ooh, hammered. And Koninklijke Philips, that's like Philips as in electric razors and all that, hammered. And to end the video on a positive note, these are the top of the portfolio. So energy, 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 energy. Cross Timbers Royalty is actually a monthly paying stock, which is in, just in the financial sector. It's an express trust. And the net profits interests are the principal asset of the trust. Receives net profits income from the net profit interest generally in the last business day of each month. So just interest payments being paid to Cross Timbers Royalty is where they make their money. But yeah, doing very well. What am I, 112% up on a monthly paying stock? That's quite rare. Frontline is 102% up. NO, I think Norway? Bermuda. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen this NO here. Anyway, Frontline, 102% up. Energy, 96%. Valero Energy, 94%. Navios Maritime Partners, I think they were a demerger. So this 90% is not completely accurate because, as I said before, when you put a little bit of money in, it thinks that little bit is turned into a much larger amount. Same with Haleon. SLR Investment, I think, is the same thing. That used to be SL Green Realty, I think. Now, I'm not positive, but that's another monthly payer, 83%. Albemarle, 80% up. Unum Group, 72%. Daiichi Sankyo, 72.5%. M&T Bank, 71%. Yeah, so it's not all bad news. There's Bank of Ireland, 68% up. It's not the worst. But yeah, essentially, some good, some bad. And in my own opinion, I think that the bad is only about halfway through, based on what I've seen and what the general consensus is. And there's actually a lot of people asking if we are in a market crash. And yes, indeed, we are, 100%. Like if you've no cryptocurrency investments, you might not see how bad it is, but they're all hammered. And a huge amount of stocks have been hammered. But if you say have one or two companies and you're based in the USA and you only invest in maybe an ETF for one or two handpicked companies, you might be wondering what everyone's talking about. But you can see from this wide selection that a huge amount of them have fallen off cliffs. And even though they are, say here, like 43, 35% down or whatever, I would be regularly putting little bits into these because they're down so low. So they're probably doing a lot worse. Yeah, look, Loyalty Ventures 93% down since starting. And that demerger happened on the 7th of November of 2021. It was for $34. So that has been absolutely hammered. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully it won't be too bad for too long. Things will recover quite nicely. But to be honest, I don't think it will for a little while. So be wary and play it safe out there.